stars. Again, let's go over the format. So we have a topic here today. We're going to talk about the friction or removing the friction of your lead magnet. I'm seeing a lot of people getting super fancy and super cute with their lead magnets, myself included. So we're going to go over that, and then it's going to be a lesson for everybody, including myself, who I know I am not taking my own medicine. So let's go over that. And at the very end, we have a few folks in here today. We're going to do the Q&A. For the replay, we cut off the Q&A. And don't worry, we're not going to have any faces or any names for this as well to help you make it a little more evergreen. So anyway, let's roll. Today we have office hours. Again, friction killers. So we're going to go over 5 things that cause friction in your lead magnet that you should stop doing, or at least think about whether you're doing it effectively. Number one, making sure you have one action only. You have one click, one decision, one outcome. And don't get cute. Don't say click here to go here to get this video. When you make it multi-steps, you're creating the fiction that they're not going to bother. Like if you make it any degree of difficulty aside from just feeding it to them, you're doing yourself a disservice. So the idea we have, remember, we go over the problem, we go over why it's a problem, and then we go over the idea. The idea today is that, make a short demo video, and use that as your social media, use that as the content. And then in it, you'll have a link to the lead magnet. So the video will do a demo of how to access the lead magnet and why it will make their lives easier. So if you do it in the demo, all that's done. They know how to do it, they know why they should doing it, and they know what problem it solves. And if you do that as part of a short video, as a demo, with the lead magnet click at the bottom, then they already been prepped. You already have them revved up. They already know what they're doing, what they're getting themselves into. It'll help you focus on a certain kind of audience member, which we're going to get to later as well. So make it super specific. One thing, this is what I want you to do. Here's a demo, why you should do it. Remove that bit of friction. Second thing, we're gonna shrink the commitment, right? It's a sample. It's a taste. It's not, you know, a framework. It's not your whole system. It's not everything all at one time, right? It's just a little tiny sample size. So we're going to shrink the time frame of your commitment because your lead magnet might not be working because you're making them take extra steps. You're making them do extra work. You don't want to do that. Reflection. Ask yourself, would someone do this if they were just waiting in line for a cup of coffee? It should be that short. It should be that quick. It shouldn't be a magnet that takes you to your entire database of systems that they have to sit down and spend a lot of time to do. I am guilty of this for sure. So one of my lead magnets is my 5-day challenge, which obviously, as the name says, it takes 5 days to do it. So that's not very helpful. I know that I need to shorten that up. One of the things that I'm working on doing is having a quick replay of a 5-day challenge workshop that I run. So that way the people that are into the lead magnet that I'm trying to funnel in have a quick 2-3 minute video instead. Because if I make it too long or if I make it the whole system, they're going to check out. They're not going to do it. Okay. So that's why the first one, making sure there's only one action, one outcome, simplify it. Second on is making sure you shrink the time commitment because you want them to not put it off until later. Because if they start it and it takes more time than it requires that they sit down for a cup of coffee or waiting in line, they may not come back to it. The third thing you want to do in your lead magnet to remove the friction is remove any logins. You don't want to do logins. You don't want to collect emails. And I know I get a little bit of pushback from that sometimes. But the email does create some kind of friction if they're in there and they have to give their email to get the information. Think about it to yourself. Like, how many times have you signed up for a thing and you're like, this is really helpful, I love this, and they start sending you stuff, they start sending emails. When was the last time you actually went back and reviewed or resaw any of that content they resend you? Like, it is rare. What you have to do really is just give them the sample, and you have to filter out the people that really, really want to do it. All right. So having those gates, having those extra steps creates the friction that people may not be into. They may not do it. And so the idea that goes along with that problem is include a call to action that allows them just to commit on their own. Do not make them commit first. Don't ask for emails. Don't start spamming them. If they really like what you're doing, they'll enjoy it, and they'll come back to you. So the example I have is way back in my day. I used to work at a TGI Fridays, and when the lines got really big and there's a waiting room, the manager would send out mozzarella sticks, and he would send it out to the lobby so people that were waiting got to try mozzarella sticks. And he didn't do that just because people were like hungry and waiting. That's part of it. But he saw that the information and the data afterwards is when they finally got to their seat, they ordered appetizers. They had one mozzarella stick and they're like, man, our mozzarella stick was pretty good. Or I had a pretzel. I'm like, that was really good. Let's order some more. And so he saw his numbers of appetizers go up. It's the same concept when you're removing that login. You want to give them something that they can sample, that they can try. And they're like, you know what? That was really good. Let me try some more. Let me take that next step and give you my money or give you a commitment. Let them do it. Don't make them do it because that's that extra level of friction. And you're really, like I said, you're not going to get a lot of those people open those emails and those spams and those things anyway. It's really not open rates and all those things aren't really going to help you. You need to get them to actually commit to it instead of just spamming them and collecting all the passwords and logins and so forth. So that was number three. Number four, prioritize orientation over information. And this is a big one. What we're seeing now is a huge saturation of information. So whatever it is you're doing or selling, odds are a lot of people are doing and selling those things. So instead, you need to find out or think about and reflect on who is your person, who is the exact avatar you're talking to. You need to find them in the moment where they need your service and you need to talk to them directly because your product or service needs to change their life in any way, right? And so if you're trying to just inform everybody of everything, you're not getting to anybody. But if you know that your avatar is a 38-year-old dad who just had a kid and needs more sleep, and you have the sleep mask that he needs, you're hitting him in a spot where he needs your stuff. He will take that next step because you have hit him in a place that he needs your service or your product. And so as you're creating these lead magnets, think to yourself, who is it I'm exactly talking to? What situation are they in? What's their day look like? What kind of problems are they having? What's their family life? And you need to be able to hit them exactly where they are because if you know in that moment you're giving them the service and things they need, you're not just spamming the information because everybody has the information these days. You need to invoke a reaction from them. So that's the problem. That's the idea. Review your perfect avatar and write it out. Exactly who they are, what are they looking for, how does their day look, what's going on in the day in their life. And the fifth one, and then we'll get the Q&A. Fifth. Make sure you clear, and this is another one that I don't do very well right now. End with one clear next step. My problem is I've created levels. So I have my website, they do the 5-day challenge, and then after that, they can either buy the course or get the book or become a member. And so there's options. I really need to decide who my avatar is because I'm taking my own medicine, and I have to have one clear call to action. And if I have to run certain different kinds of magnets, that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to run just a membership magnet, and then maybe I should run just a course magnet. If I run all these different options, they're gonna not select anything. So I have to narrow down one choice, one option at the very end of the magnet, do the one thing, and then I need to, on my own, this is my own fault, I need to create different kinds of magnets. And so I need to work on that too. So there we go. There's our five. I need some questions already popping in here. So make sure you have one action only. Be sure you shrink the time commitment. 3, be sure you remove that login wall. 4, be sure you're prioritizing orientation over their information. And then 5, making that one step less call to action. And so as you audit the friction in your lead magnets to make it more specific, 1, what areas could someone hesitate? 1, where could they possibly get distracted? And if they get distracted because they know that this may or may not be their problem, there's no urgency. And 3, where is maybe I'll do this later or I'll finish it up and I never get back to it. You have to simplify, you have to make it super specific because I'm seeing a lot of lead magnets out there and LinkedIn and other places that are too broad, too general, not engaging, and they're not getting anybody to go anywhere without paying. LinkedIn will take your money and they'll put it in other people's hands if you want to, but doing these 5 things to remove the friction will in fact make your magnet much better. And there you go. That's the quick lesson. 10 minutes. I'm doing pretty good with these. So we have some questions rolling here, and we'll move on to that answer. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this information helpful. Each week, I'll pick a different topic I see happening out in the world of marketing and go over it with you to help you become a better warm marketer. Now, you noticed in this episode, we cut off the Q&A portion of it because that's for members only. To become a member, go to livelocalwarmmarketing.com. You can sign up for that first month using the code ALWAYSWINNING for $2. And then every Tuesday, you can bring your own personal marketing questions we can answer and work on together. You'll also get access to the resource library. It has plenty of videos about warm marketing tips, strategies, things to help you become a better marketer as well. We have monthly workshops. And of course, we have the weekly content calendar that's uploaded every Monday that takes one more thing off your plate because it gives you a theme and goes over the types of content you could be posting throughout the week. All of that for $2 in the first month. LiveLocal, warmmarketing.com. Become a member today.